Hello, friends. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's Mindy with the Pink Llama. Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Get on in here and say hello if you're seeing this portion. It's most likely the replay. Hashtag replay. Say hello. All the good things. Hope y'all are having a great day. I have quite the mess on my desk today. Come on, come on. Hello, Amanda. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Hello, Chris. Welcome in. Good morning. Okay, hopefully I can see my comments over here. I've got a mess. I've got such a mess on my desk. Okay, we're going with it. Hi, Lori. Hello, Ruth. Good morning. How is everyone today? Welcome in. Y'all, I have something different and fun planned today. I hope y'all enjoy it. Hello, 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 Rosebrick Cottage, my sweet sister. Hello, Lori. How is everybody today? I've missed y'all. Haven't seen you for a few days. Hello, Anita. Good morning. All right, who is ready for spring? The flowers, the birds, the warm weather. I am so ready. Good morning, Bonnie. So today we are going to play with some cute little birds. Oh, I've got one in my pocket too. I've got these cute little birds that I found at a boutique. Actually, no, I found them at the little shop that I sell stuff at. So we have just these cute little birds. And I have this cute little basket that I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby. And we are going to build like a little florally bird's nest today. Hello, Sue. Good morning. Hello, Glenna. Hello, Ruth. And then I've got something really fun that I recently found a couple weeks ago. And I think y'all are going to like it. So let's get started. And then if we have time, which I think we might, because these go together fairly quick, I have a little teacup that I have put some E6000 on, but it's still not quite dry. So we may have to add a little hot glue if we get to this point, but we may be building a little bird's nest in my little teacup and saucer if we can get it to dry. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, Cynthia and Chris. How is everybody doing? Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. All right, so first things first, let me show you this fun new stuff that I found. It looks like moss, but it's not. But it is. But it's not near as messy. It's a fabric moss. And I'm in a market next weekend, and I will have some of this for sale. And it comes in 3 colors. I only purchased the 2. So this is the lighter one. This is the more medium one. And it's not messy, but it looks so real, and it doesn't stink, it doesn't mold, nothing. This stuff is amazing. Isn't that teacup beautiful? So we're going to be working with this today, and I'm super excited because I love moss, but it's so messy. I had a project I was messing with yesterday that had real moss on it, and I had green everywhere. I had it on my face, all over my fingers, just everywhere. So what I've done with this little basket, and I don't think you can get this specific one anymore, but I know you can find little baskets like this all over the thrift stores. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat this morning. You can find them at thrift stores, Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby. It doesn't have to be this specific one. And I have mixed the 2 colors of that moss together. So I have that medium green and then the lighter green. And I've just kind of mixed them together just so there's a little bit more of a contrast. Now you will get, a few little pieces that fall out. You just stick them in there and they'll stick back in there. All right, Miss Ruth, next weekend, or you can send me a message. Just send me a direct message through Messenger and we can discuss it. But next weekend, I am in a market that I will be selling some at. And I know that Lisbeth with Cottage Caboodle, she had some as well that she did on Whatnot, I believe. So anyway, I'm just going to mix this up a little bit. And I have put some floral foam, and I didn't glue it in. I just stuck it down in there, and it's not coming out. And in the bottom, you can see it, but I don't care who's going to see the bottom. So I'm just going to, my hands are so dry, so it's sticking to my dry hands. We're just going to use some hot glue today. And I'm just going to put a little hot glue down on my floral foam. I'm not going to go crazy overboard with it because you don't need a lot. And then I'm just going to, and I'm using low temp on my glue. Otherwise I would burn the bejesus out of my fingers. And then I'm just going to let this moss kind of hang down here and there. I want it kind of messy. And I'm just lightly pushing on it because I don't want it like really matted down in that glue. I want it to still stay kind of fluffy, like so. And we'll let it kind of string around just a little bit. And it sticks to itself like really well. So I've got just a few little pieces that fall out, but trust me, it's not near as messy as regular moss. And I'm sure my dry hands catching on it isn't helping. But I really just want it to look kind of almost natural. And this stuff really does look like moss. I promise you, it doesn't look fake. It doesn't look like fabric. I don't know what they did to make this stuff, but it's amazing. Good morning, Stacy. So just like so. Just some kind of hanging here and there. So I know last week I told you all that I was going to be a full-time wife again. And what I've always been, I've been a wife, but you know, my husband was gone so much. Thank you, Miss Ruth. Now, I'm not sure. I think we're probably going to use this little bird because it kind of sits, you know, like it's looking down at its eggs or something. You know, like she's nesting. She's so cute. Maybe stick her this way. And I am going to glue her down. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue along the edge, just here and there to kind of help hold that moss, you know, in place where I want it. Just a little bit is all it needs, just a little bit. And then I think I'm going to take some moss, like kind of up around the handle. And I love how it's just, you know, almost, it looks like it's just naturally spilling out. Like it was always in here. That's my goal with this, is to make it look as natural as possible. Anyway, back to my story. So the hubby got it, or, you know, switched jobs. He's still in the oil field, and there is still a chance that he'll be away from home. Hi, sweet Mary. He is home now. He is home. And I'm so over the moon happy he's home. He started last week, and he had some orientation on Tuesday and Wednesday, and he went to like a class for an hour or two, and then just did the rest of it here at home on his laptop. And then he went out to work on Thursday and came home that evening and liked it. And then the whole weekend he was gone. I know, which they say is very rare, but you know, it's just his luck to catch that job. Hi, sweet Sheila. How are you, my sweet sister? It was just his luck to catch that job that, you know, ran over, and they ended up, it was more sensible for them to stay in a hotel. Thank you, Miss Ruth. I did. I have the two moss colors. One's a little darker, one's a little lighter. I mixed them together on the base, and then I'm mixing them together right here, and I'm going to maybe put a little bit, and you may have to use some scissors. Like if you're wanting some small pieces, you may have to cut it with some scissors, but even doing that, you don't see that, you know, sharp edge. It still blends really, really well. But I think I kind of want some kind of coming down on the handle as well, just maybe on one side like so, maybe not that much. Anyway, he ended up staying the weekend in a hotel, and they worked lots of hours, but he likes the work. So different than what he did before, but a lot the same. And so it's just, you know, the growing pains of a new job and things like that, but he seems to really like it so far. Thank you, sweet Mary. Oh, okay. I'm getting, all right. Sorry about that. And then he got home Monday evening from being gone for a few days, and then he had the day off yesterday, and then went back to work this morning. He'll be home this evening. So I joke with him, you know, that I felt like I was, hi, Mom. I felt like I was more of a part-time wife with the job he had before. Handmade in Springstead, there's my girl. How are you? I felt more like I was a part-time wife, you know, with the job he had before. And I'm like, I've got to get used to being a full-time wife now. Y'all, I have enjoyed it. I have absolutely enjoyed cooking dinner and just making sure he's got everything. I'll get up and make his lunch and do breakfast and all of that. It's been wonderful. Like, I love it so much. So much. So it's been good. The only thing that I know, and like today is one of them days where I'm really struggling with, what in the world do I cook for dinner tonight? I don't know. Because before, you know, he was only home for 5 or 6 days, and we'd eat out a couple of those days because he'd want to take me out to dinner and stuff. And then, you know, we would grill, or, you know, we had our food that we would make. But having to cook dinner 7 days a week, 30 days a month, it's so hard to come up with things to make. And he's kind of picky, but he's not really that picky. And he'll eat anything I cook. And I know what he does and doesn't like. You know, I know all of that stuff. I don't know. I'm struggling with what to make tonight. I don't know. But so far, it's been great. I'll get this full-time wife thing figured out. And that's just, you know, that's just a joke we have, because honestly, I really only was a part-time wife because he was only home 5 or 6 days a month. And a lot of people says, oh, it's going to be such an adjustment. You're going to be, you know, sick of each other, whatever. We're loving it. We're loving it. And I'll tell you, I'm sleeping so much better at night because I've always slept better when he's home. So it's been good. All right, that's what we've got so far. Just some moss draped here and there. Now, all the florals and stuff that I'm going to be using are ones from last year from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. but I know I have seen the majority of them again this year. I'm just going to hold this bird down for just a second. So I've asked him, and that is one thing that we'll have an argument about, because we're not big foodie people. I mean, looking at us, you would think that we're foodie people, but we're really not. I mean, he's not really that big of a guy, but very muscular. Anyway, he absolutely hates it when I say, "What do you want for dinner?" He hates it. Now, if he's, wanting me to make something, he'll let me know. But if I ask him, "What do you want for dinner?" it drives him crazy. He doesn't like it. Hello, sweet Pat. How are you? So it's kind of just up to me to figure it out. Hi, sweet Brenda. So I have these little eggs in different colors. It'll be easier for me just to hold them up. That I made using my Sculpey clay. So that's the clay that you bake. So I had these big ones from Dollar General from last year, but they're way too big with the bird. So I just kind of made my own. And I do want to put some speckles on these. But I thought it would be cute to put some little eggs down. Let me stick a couple in here. And they're not all perfectly an egg shape, but you know what? That's fine. And y'all tell me what you think, if they're too bright or if you like them. And we can spread them out. But I do think I'm going to speckle them. And we're going to put some florals and stuff in here. And make this thing super cute. All right, we're going to start with, I have this faux lavender. It was one of my favorites last year. And I like to just kind of cut little pieces and put here and there. But the other thing, I have this stuff that's kind of like clover, but it's more like that water lily type stuff. This one's from Michael's. Miss Cindy, I got these birds at last year at the little shop that I sell at. I know you can find these little birds on Amazon, and Hobby Lobby had a version last year, but theirs were like a green color. They were really, really pretty. So, and I know Hobby Lobby's got a lot of their spring stuff out now. I don't know why I'm excuse me, I'm losing my voice for some reason, like I'm going all raspy. This has happened the past few times I've gone live. So anyway, this is like this water lily, I don't know what this is. It doesn't even have a name either. Let's see if it has a name. But it is from Michael's. It just says stem is all it says. Light green hanging foliage. But anyway, it's from Michael's, and I absolutely love this stuff for doing this type of thing. I've got so much stuff on my desk, y'all, but I thought it would be cute to add some different greens in here, and I wanted to kind of glue this under here and then let it kind of go around the handle of the basket. You know, like so. Just kind of hanging there. Miss Deb, you saw some at Dollar General? Okay, perfect. All right, let me get that glued right there. And then we're going to start getting some florals in here. And what I love about this faux moss, this fabric moss, is even when you like glue it down and push it down, you can still kind of fluff it up so it doesn't look all matted down. I really like that. So I don't want a bunch of big long pieces of this, but I do want some here and there, kind of just a little bit of this, just for a different contrast. Maybe stick a little bit back here. Okay, I think that's cute. Just a little bit of greenery there. There's my Jamie girl. Hello, sweet Kefany. Thank you for sprinkling. I love you big too. How are you doing, my sweet friend? Jamie, thank you for sprinkling. How are you, my sweet sister? Y'all, I feel like I've been so out of the loop with everything since, you know, the hubby started his new job and I'm trying to find my new norm. And I've just been, you know, busy getting spring stuff ready for the shop, and I have no complaints. Like, life is good. My grass that I told you a couple weeks ago, me and the hubby did a bunch of yard work, and I've got grass coming up. If we have time, I'll take you out and show y'all the type of grass that we put down. It's grass seed, but it comes like on a sheet that you roll out. It's really strange. Because the reason we did that was because we have a lot of birds around our house and a lot of squirrels. And we were afraid that if we did just grass seed like I've done in the past, the birds and the squirrels eat it. So we did these sheets to see if that would prevent them from touching them, and they actually have stayed away. So the grass is coming up already. It's crazy. And my hydrangeas that I planted last year, they're starting to bud. So I'm super excited. Okay, let's get some greenery in here. And I'm kind of weird when I do stuff like this because I like to kind of stick it on there before I glue it down. To see if I like it. What we've got so far. We're kind of going slow at this. I need to kick it in gear. I need to go get some more spring florals because I really don't have a lot. Let's get some pink in here. Y'all let me know what you think about the little eggs. Do we like them or should we not do them? I don't know. I don't know. Let's get another little purple thing here. Maybe let it kind of hang right there. Maybe some of these will look good in there too. The majority of these are from, I'm pretty sure the majority of these are from Michael's. I really liked Michael's florals last year, more so than Hobby Lobby's. And I thought I had some of this stuff in yellow, but I may have used it all last year. And these little things, I hope they get more of these this year, because I use so many of these. They're just like them little bud things, little green ones. and they look really cute. You just pull them off and they look really cute and add like another just green element that kind of pops. And I like to stick, you know, just a couple is all you need, kind of here and there. But I'm not going to go crazy overboard with adding tons and tons of florals and stuff in this. I just want it to be kind of subtle, just enough color to kind of make it pop, but still just, you know, just a little bit. Miss Dana, yes, yes, a little peat pot would be perfect for this. Possibilities are endless. You could do a basket. You could do even one of the little terracotta pots. I'm hoping we're going to get to add something to this. If you don't want to use moss, you can get this kind of stuff. You could use, you can get this kind of stuff. I got this during Halloween last year, like fall last year. But it works for, you know, like a moss look. And it's a faux, like, floral moss. But the possibilities are literally endless with what you can put these in. I would really like, well, I have one, but I'm not using it because I bought it for y'all to put in my market that I'm doing. I found a wicker like, it's kind of a wicker material, but it's a little tea kettle. It's so cute. It's really tempting to keep it for myself, but y'all, I need to downsize. So I will probably be doing some de-stash and doing some craft boxes because, oh, all these make my nose itch. I have too much stuff. Oh, Miss Sheila, did you buy this moss too? This fabric moss? Did you get some? Yep. Y'all, it is my goal, and I'm going to do it. I just have to get all the supplies together. But it is my goal. Have you seen the wreaths that they do with the old saucers? You know, the old plates? And you can add, you know, the teacups and stuff in there too. But it's a wreath that you add them to. My gosh, they're beautiful. And I want one to put in my kitchen. And so far, they are expensive to do. You know, the plates aren't, but to get the wreath and all the greenery and stuff is pretty expensive. But I just have not found the right greenery and wreath that I want. I'm being pretty choosy about it because it is more on the pricey side and I'm a cheapie, and my husband just tells me, just, you know, go buy the stuff and do it. And it's not fun for me to just go buy stuff and make it, and who cares the cost? That's not fun. The fun for me is making it at a really great deal. Miss Mary, I can get some of this moss for you. This moss that I got from a catalog that you have to be a member of. I'm not sure where else you can get it. I know Miss Lisbeth with Cottage Caboodle had some she was selling on her whatnot. I will be selling some as well. So if anyone's interested and wants some of the moss, send me a message and I can get you some, or you can see if Miss Elizabeth with Cottage Caboodle has some. But I will have some for sale. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not even really a catalog. It's a little, I mean, they do have like a Facebook thing. Miss Mary, send me a message and I can see if they're accepting any new members and I can get you in there, dear. But the other thing you can do is you can look up fabric moss or faux moss and see if any place has it. I have not looked anywhere really, so I don't know. I know that, what is that place called? Craft Exchange or something like that. Miss Mary, send me a message, dear, and I'll see if I can help you find some, or I can send you some or something. Hi, Jan. Thank you. All right. I don't know. I think we need something else right here in the back. And then I think we're going to move on to our little teacup. We really don't have a whole lot of time. Well, we've got about 15 minutes, 13 minutes, so we'll see what we can do. I think this would be a lot cuter with some different florals in it. I mean, the florals I'm using, they're cute, but anyway, my purpose of showing y'all this is you can take any container that y'all have and turn it into something springy with just a, few florals, a few little bit of greenery, and look how precious that is. Very simple. We didn't even add a lot to it. We really didn't. Now I'm not going to glue the eggs down just yet because I think I want to speckle them. Yeah, I definitely do want to speckle them. But I'd like to use an old toothbrush, or not an old one. I like to use a toothbrush, and my dog got my craft toothbrush, so I need to either grab one. Well, I like to use the cheap ones from Dollar Tree because I don't like to use my good ones out of the cupboard. We buy the good toothbrushes and I don't want to use the good one. So I need to go get another toothbrush I could do it with a paintbrush too. But just a little bit here and there. That's all you need. And it's so cute and so simple and will fit into pretty much it'll fit into pretty much anyone's decor. I just use different colored clay. And it's just, you could even use air dry clay for it as well. You don't need to use the Sculpey clay. But yeah, I just use different colored clay in like pastel colors. You could easily paint it though. You can paint the clay very easy. Yes. Oh, how are you feeling, Miss Kim? I hope you're feeling better. You're so welcome. All right, y'all. Let's work with this real quick. See what we can do. I do know it's not dry, so I'm going to add some hot glue just to get that right now hold. And then I've got E6000 on it. I had the tape on there just to hold it in place. Make sure that's dry. I had the tape on there just to hold it in place while it was drying. But all it is, this is a thrift store teacup and a thrift store saucer that somewhat coordinate. And I put a little E6000 on the bottom of that little teacup and then just taped it down on the little saucer. So what I like to do, let me get some more. And I do like mixing the two colors. I do like mixing them, so I just mix them together. I think it just gives it a more realistic and gives it more dimension and stuff. And then I'm going to glue it in here, and I want some trailing out just a little bit here and there. Whoop, my dang dry fingers keep catching it. Let me get it glued in here. Oh, I need another glue stick. My husband bought me a box of like 200 glue sticks. And I'm going to add a little glue at the lip of the teacup so it'll, you know, help hold it down as well. And we're going to make this look kind of like a little, I should have put some lotion on before I started messing with this moss, because my hands, I wash my hands all the time. I'm kind of a germaphobe. So my hands get super dry. But I'm constantly washing them but it's silly as how much I wash them. Okay. Now I think I'm going to use this bird right here that's kind of stands up a little bit. And I'm going to nestle her right down in there like so. Okay. Whoop. I'm not going to glue anything on this teacup yet, just in case it doesn't stick very well. So we're just going to kind of stick things in there. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to use more of this one. You know, like a lily pad? That's what the little leaves remind me of, is like what a lily pad looks like. Just going to kind of just stick a little bit here and there. And I am no florist, y'all. If you want to learn how to do florals, I am not the one to show you. I love working with them. I love working with florals, but I just wing it. I just wing it and hope that it looks good. Just a few here and there, and then I'm going to use more of these little green bud things. And I'm just going to stick one kind of here and there. And then I've got a few little eggs. And I think it would be cute to kind of put them. Now, if you didn't want to make clay eggs, I do know that you can buy little itty bitty plastic ones at Hobby Lobby back in their dollhouse section. They're like $1 something. I really wanted some yellow in this one too. But this one doesn't need a whole lot because I don't want to take away from the prettiness. Wait a second. Oh, Miss Sandra, thank you for being here. Shea Butter Moisturizer Body Balm. Hands with gloves nightly. I'm going to have to try that. You know, I used to get my nails done every couple weeks and pedicures and all of that. Because I really am kind of a girly girl. And since I started crafting more, you know, doing it as full time, I can't keep nails on. So therefore I don't go and get manicures and stuff anymore. And I really, really need to. I really need to go and get a pedicure before I start wearing my flip-flops too much. I wore them the other day just to the store real quick. And I was like, oh Lord, please nobody see me because, or notice my feet because they were, yeah. I really like these little, they look like faux lavender, but they come in different colors. And I just kind of snip them off and put them here and there. And you can use the whole thing. I just cut them down to the size that I want. Okay. We need something else back there. Let's try. We're almost out of time. Well, I will get these eggs speckled. And I'm really not going to do much more to this. I'm not, maybe that one. Because I don't want to really take away from the beauty of it. But I'm going to speckle the eggs. And I'll get everything all glued in. But this is what we did today. So simple, but so stinking cute. You could add a tag to it if you wanted to. You could add a ribbon, like a bow around the bottom of, around the middle of this if you wanted to. But you know, I am loving just simplicity anymore. I don't do all the, you know, cutesy everything anymore. I just kind of go a little bit more simple. Not saying I don't love all the cutesy stuff, because I do. But this is what we did today. So simple in any container that you want to. I love this, and I love this too. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am back on this weekend for the Spring Fling event that will be streamed in Craft Around the Clock. So I will be on Sunday. I'm not on Friday. I will be working at the shop this weekend. But y'all, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Oh, really? I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day. I'll see you all on Sunday. I'll get pictures posted of this. And the bunny we did on the bed spring, I'm going to be posting a full video of that on my YouTube as well. So it's our live that we did, but I did another little short video to show you how I do the bows and stuff. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Miss Ruth. It is, Miss Pat. It sure is. All right, y'all, I'm almost over on time. So go enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all on Sunday. Until then, be blessed and be safe. Have a great day. Bye, guys.